Hi folks, and welcome to another Hi folks, and welcome to another 5-Minute Friday here on Meaningful Money. Thank you so much for joining me. Shall we? Regular listener Lily of the Valley emailed me and asked a question about basic cash and money management, day-to-day budgeting and handling cards and cash and stuff like that. So I've got 5 tips for you to help you do that. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock down here in the bottom left. I always get that wrong way around. Bottom left. And let's crack on. The biggest tip I can give you for day-to-day money management is to have 2 bank accounts. The idea with that is that one of them is where all your direct debits or your standing orders, your regular bills go out of. And when you get paid at the beginning of the month, it gets paid into that account. And then because you know the value and the amount of all the bills that are going out of there, you can leave that much money in that account. And whatever's left, hopefully there's some left, whatever's left you can transfer to your second bank account, and that is your spending account. So at home we call it our bills account and our spending account. What that means is that you don't really have to budget the stuff in the bills account because it's kind of done for you. The only things that you actually have to budget is your spending account, and that's the stuff which buys the day-to-day things: food, petrol in the car, stuff for the kids, all that sort of thing. And it's easier to budget that smaller amount with fewer numbers of categories than it is everything. I've been working this way for 20 years now, and it's just a godsend. It makes life so easy. It means essentially that you don't have to budget very much at all. Little plug here, I have a course over on udemy.com called Learn How to Budget. I'll stick a link to that under the video so you can check it out. Tip number 2 is to hold as little cash as possible. Cash has a sneaky habit of just disappearing. It gets spent here and there, and it's difficult to track. So maybe you could, at the start of the week, say, right, I'm going to take out, or we are going to take out, if there's 2 of you, 50 quid for this week, and that's what we're going to spend in cash. Everything else is going to go on our debit card and just be budgeted out of the spending account as normal. Consider cash as a budget line of its own. Don't get too uptight about it. But if you're finding money's going through your fingers a little bit, very often it's cash that is the problem. So it helps to have cash out as a line on your budget and track that and keep an eye on it as carefully as you do your other budget lines. The third tip is to have as few categories on your budget as possible. It's easy when you're first getting into budgeting and trying to track everything to have 150 different categories. But then you get to the stage where, well, is this item of clothing that I've just bought for my daughter, is it in the clothing line of the budget, or is it in the girls' expenses line of the budget? Do you have 2 different lines for 2 different children? It just gets more complicated, and it becomes a sort of source of psychic angst, and it's just not worth it. Keeping your numbers of categories to the bare minimum makes budgeting quick and easy, and tracking quick and easy as well. Tip number 4 is to use technology to help you with your day-to-day cash management. You can do this in a couple of ways, either by using one of the more modern app-based current accounts like Monzo, for example, which I really like and highly recommend. Its tools will categorize spending for you and really help you maybe once a week when you sit down and track how you're doing against budget. Long-time listeners will know that I love an app called YNAB, You Need a Budget, and there's a fantastic mobile app for that, and you can enter transactions quickly and easily and categorize them. It's even location aware, so if you've just spent some money at Sainsbury's, you go to put it in on the app and it knows you're at Sainsbury's. Creepy. Tip number 5 is to track everything you spend for 1 month. Now that might sound like an ordeal, but very quickly becomes second nature. Carry a little notebook with you or use the Notes app on your phone and track every penny you spend, even down to the loose change. You'd be amazed at the amount of money that goes out without you really noticing it, and it really, really adds up. The trick to financial control is being intentional and being forward thinking. So plan your budget, tell your money where it's going to go, and then track it throughout the month to make sure it's doing what you've told it to do. Okay, those are just 5 tips for day-to-day cash and money management. Hope they're helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then press the like button, hit the subscribe thing, even the little bell so you get a notification whenever I put up a new video. It's usually on a Friday though, so it's fairly predictable. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for 5-Minute Friday.